Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, I am Shara Prophet. I'm the founder of Open Door Hypnosis and the Be Magic School. And today we're going to be talking about common misconceptions about forgiveness. As you come into the room, please feel free to share this video, tag your friends. I am a few minutes late coming in because Zoom was giving me some issues. But that's okay because, we are in retrograde right now. Mercury's in retrograde, so some things may be a little bit on the wonky side when it comes to technology. It definitely has been for me. I have really had to breathe through this past couple of weeks, or past week, I should say, since Mercury has gone retrograde, because it has definitely been a test of my patience when it comes to technology and things like that. So just bear with me, y'all. Give me a couple of more seconds to get this together. Okay. So now I think we are ready to go. All righty. So if you feel like this video will be helpful for yourself or for your friends, your family, people in your network, then I invite you to tag your friends to share this video. Um, this is very important that we talk about this because I know so many people that have a thumb up their butt about forgiveness. And I think it's because most people have huge misconceptions about what forgiveness actually is and how we can use it as a spiritual warfare tool. That's how I use forgiveness. And when we think about spiritual warfare, it's not always about, you know, being in combat or beating someone or causing harm to somebody. You know what I mean? That's not always spiritual warfare. There is a time to, and I teach this in my spiritual warfare class, there is a time for you to take action. There is a time for you to take inaction. Okay. There's a time for you to utilize your masculine energy, and there's a time for you to use your feminine energy. And forgiveness is a mix of both. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get too deep into all of the attributes of real forgiveness, of true forgiveness, and how you can use it as a tool for spiritual warfare, because I do teach a class on that. In fact, that class is coming up next week on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Be Magic site. Okay. So today I want to open up your mind a little bit to the misconceptions. So let's just jump right into this. This class is also a part of the fourth series, Summer of Healing virtual retreat. The first class that we did, which was a week ago, that first class was energetic cord removal. And we talked about how to properly disconnect cords instead of cutting cords. So many people go in and they start snipping and cutting cords, and that's not necessarily the best way to do it. It's a way to do it, but the process that I share in that class will ensure that you don't have to continuously go in and cut cords for the same person or same situation. Okay. All righty. So I'm going to keep going because, of course, it's showing me that the video has ended. But usually that is not the case. So I'm going to continue moving forward with this video because on my end, it looks like everything is still showing up on Facebook. I'm just going to check one more time here. And the best thing to do during these times is just to breathe and be patient. And yeah, okay, it's still more time here. All right, there we go. So I'm still live. Excellent. Okay, so let's talk about some of these misconceptions. And I'm looking down because I have some notes here just to help me stay on track. I don't want to be here all day long. This video will stay up on my Facebook page, and you will also be able to find it on YouTube, which is Open Door Hypnosis TV. Open Door Hypnosis, by the way, is a separate business from the Be Magic School. Open Door Hypnosis is my private practice. It's a private hypnotherapy practice where I do one-on-one coaching sessions with people who are working to overcome certain challenges and reach goals. Those challenges can be anything from manifestation blocks to pain management to focus and concentration. I work a lot with ADHD clients. So if you ever feel like you or a family member or a close friend needs some one-on-one attention, hypnosis is a very powerful modality that can help with helping you reach your goals, okay, and overcome any particular challenges, whether they be physical or mental or emotional. The Be Magic School is where I teach all of this stuff, all of the things that I talk about on here. I have very deep, deep classes. I also train and certify hypnotists in clinical hypnotherapy. So it's a very extensive program, but I guarantee you when you come out of it, baby, you are so much more lighter, freer, you have clarity, you understand yourself and the world around you so much better. All right. So first misconception about forgiveness is that you have to excuse somebody's behavior. And that is not at all what you're doing. You're not forgetting what they did. You're not telling them that what they did was okay. You're not telling the world that what they did is okay. You are freeing yourself from the energetic bondage that keeps you imprisoned when you hold on. Unforgiveness means I'm still holding on to it. Okay? Unforgiveness means I'm holding on to it. I am holding not only the other person, but myself hostage as well. I'm holding both of us hostage. Unforgiveness also will equate to financial debt. So a lot of people who stay in debt, no matter how many times they paid off their debts, their credit cards, they paid down their mortgage, they find that they have to take equity out in their house or they have to take out another line of credit and they keep having to do more credit and more credit and more credit. And you'll talk to these people and they'll say, but I have forgiven. I don't even trip off of that anymore. But there are certain things in your life that will show you you still need to do more forgiveness work. Okay. So that is one of the main misconceptions is that you are letting somebody off the hook. You're excusing their behavior and you're holding on to it. You haven't let it go yet because every time you think about it, you either get sad, you get frustrated, you get angry, you get upset about it. Okay. You start to ruminate about it. So sometimes you can't sleep at night because maybe you started talking about the situation and then the next thing you're up, getting up in the middle of the night out of your sleep, thinking about the situation because you have just reconnected another cord to that situation and you reconnected it because it hasn't been totally forgiven. Okay. It's about healing your heart and not letting that other person affect you. That's what real forgiveness is. Doesn't matter what the offense was. It doesn't matter how deeply they hurt you. It doesn't matter how wrong they are. It is you giving yourself the freedom to release the need to be right. And that is so hard for a lot of people. It was hard for me for a long time, right? And I still have to catch myself because I am a recovering perfectionist who had to be right, had to prove my point, had to make sure people understood where I was coming from. And I will debate you down, honey, until you just give up. But I had to learn how to release the need to be right. And that helped me in my journey of forgiveness. I had to forgive my parents. And I'm also doing that's another class for forgive and heal the parental bloodline. That is also a part of the Summer of Healing retreat. Okay. The virtual retreat. One day I'm going to turn it into a live 4-day retreat, working on that. But right now it is virtual. Okay. So releasing the need to be right, meaning I have to prove to everyone who will listen to me that this person did X, Y, and Z and why they were wrong and why I was the victim and why I'm so angry or why I will never, ever, ever let it go, because I will never, ever, under any circumstance, ever, ever let it go. I'm never going to forgive them for this. What is that doing for me? What is that doing for me? When you look at your life and you see where there are holes, right? Finances are not as good as they could be, right? You're in debt still. Okay, you keep being in debt. And then on top of that, there's still the emotional attachment to the situation whenever you start to talk about it, or whenever someone brings it up, or whenever somebody even talks about forgiveness and you get fired up about the forgiveness. Well, I'm not doing it. You can do what you want to do, but yeah, I'm not forgiving nothing. What that does is it adds tears to your aura. Okay, your aura gets tears in it whenever you dig your heels in and you stick to your story. You stick to the narrative. You keep telling the same story and the same narrative over and over and over again. And no one is trying to get you to forget what happened. No, what we're doing is empowering ourselves because of what happened. Okay? So the number two misconception is that forgiveness makes you weak, and that forgiving someone, you become somehow a pushover. You're weak. You're not that strong because you're like, well, I forgave them about that. I forgave them. I'm gonna tell you right now, the type of forgiveness that I practice, which is the occult laws of forgiveness, and there are 8 of them. And when you sign up for this class, you're going to learn about all 8 of them, and you're going to learn how to strategically use them and why this is not your mama's or your grandmama's church style of forgiveness. This is why I say that you can use the occult laws of forgiveness as a tool for spiritual warfare. How it will strengthen you. Okay. How it doesn't make you better than anybody. That's not what we're trying to do. It doesn't make you better. It's not about being better, right? Or higher or more enlightened than someone. No, it just means that you have a better map, a better roadmap, and you have more tools at your disposal to assist you in navigating through what would otherwise be feeling like an attack over and over and over again. Like you're always feeling like you're under attack. You're always tired. You get pissed off real easily. It's hard for you to let stuff go. You ruminate about it over and over and over again. You always feel like somebody's betraying you, stabbing you in your back. Because see, when you hold on to unforgiveness, you're not just holding on to it for that person that did that thing. No, you begin to project that onto anyone that seems like they about to remotely try to do what the other person did, even if they have no intentions on doing that. Then you start to project your expectation of betrayal onto other people because you have not disconnected from the past betrayal. And you haven't learned how to alchemize that energy yet and turn it into something that will strengthen and empower and benefit you beyond your wildest imagination and dreams. If you're truly an alchemist, you will learn how to embody and embrace all energies at your disposal, including something like forgiveness. True alchemists know how to find a way to take the thing that repulses them most and turn it into a power structure for them to use for themselves. That's what real alchemists do. That's what real magicians do. When you're ready for that step, then you come to the Be Magic School. Okay? Talk to the people who have been there. In fact, I'm going to start my mocktails and meditation third Mondays, free of charge. We're just going to get together for about an hour, hour and a half, and have some mocktails. And I'm going to be inviting people who have taken the classes, who have worked with me, and let them tell you what has happened for them. Okay. So forgiveness does not make you weak. It does not make you a pushover. In reality, it requires a lot of strength and courage to forgive. Okay. It takes a very strong person to learn how to let go, truly let go, and to have a different mindset, a different perspective about what forgiveness is and what it actually looks like. Because the way you've been taught about forgiveness is the reason why you have such a thumb up your butt about it, because of the way you've been taught it. But when you understand the occult principles of forgiveness and you understand how to apply those strategically, it empowers you. You be so ready to hurry up and forgive. You be like, sure, I'm about to forget him now because I already know what I'm about to pull out of this. Okay? You don't have to, and trust me, this is coming from someone who knew how to hold a grudge. I have 5 planets in Taurus, and Taurus is very, very stubborn, and we know how to hold a grudge, honey. We will hold a grudge until you die and we die. And even on the other side, we could still hold a grudge. Okay? I was very good at holding grudges, very good. But when I saw that nothing I did would help me clear my debt, and every time I took 2 steps forward, I was taking 10 steps back, and then I had problems using the bathroom. Yes, I had problems boo-booing. Because unforgiveness also can clog you up. It can clog your energy up. It clogs your pipes up. Not only your financial pipes, but also your bowels. Okay? It makes it difficult for you to shed weight. When I started forgiving for real, I shed a lot of weight. Okay. Misconception number 3. You have to reconcile with the person or the people when you forgive them. That is not the truth. Do you know how many people I have forgiven and I will never, ever, ever, ever talk to them ever again in life? Probably. And not even probably. I know I won't because of the way I set my energies up. And we learned that in the energetic cord removal. They can't even access me. They cannot access me. We're not even on the same frequency anymore. Okay. But you do not have to reconcile. You don't have to rebuild relationships. You don't have to pick up the phone and call them and say, you know what, I forgave you. You don't have to write them a letter and say, you know what, I forgive you. You don't even have to write a letter. You don't have to do any of that. That's the old style of forgiveness. You got to write a letter to the person. I mean, you can, it works. Yes, that works. That's a process. I'm not poo-pooing on that. For some people, that really does work. But I found I had to keep writing letters, right? I had to keep writing, I forgive you, I forgive myself 77 times every day. And it was working slowly. But when I started working more on the energetics of forgiveness, the occult way of forgiveness, occult means hidden. That's all occult means. It doesn't mean something is evil or satanic. It means it's hidden, and it's hidden for a reason. It's hidden so that you have to struggle and strive to hurry up and find a way to free yourself. You don't have to. All you have to do is understand how energy flows and understand how your mind works and understand human behavior. And then you will be able to grasp the mechanics of how you will basically do this stuff. do all of these things that we find hard to do, disconnect from people and things that drain our energy levels, let go, forgive, walk away from, shut the door on things that no longer serve us, right? And sometimes we think we are doing it because we decided to do it. And that's a way to do it. Yes, just decide that it's done and it's done. However, if you're dealing with some deeply rooted wounding, you're going to do it. You have to do a little bit more than that. I thought it was just I decided I forgive them and they're forgiven. But because I was dealing with deep, deep, deep wounds from childhood, I had to go deeper than that. I had to do some energetic work. I had to go to the occult side of healing, the hidden side. I had to go within me, deep within me, which is why I do what I do. It's why I work with the modality hypnosis. I work with the subconscious mind, which in my opinion is the soul and the universe. That's why I have a blog called The You, Y-O-U, Universe is Soul. Okay. So you don't have to reconcile with a person. Forgiveness is about you owning and claiming your inner peace. And I can't see anybody's comments. So if you guys are on here, I cannot see your comments right now because all I'm seeing is this video has ended. But from what I'm seeing on my Zoom, I'm still live on Facebook and my phone is showing me that I'm also live on Facebook, but I cannot see anybody's comments, unfortunately. Let me check. Yeah, I can't see any comments. All right. Maybe I don't have any yet. Okay. All right. So if you think that forgiveness means I'm opening up a doorway for them to come back into my life, that is not what's happening. Unless you decide that's how you want to do it. If you say, I forgive you, I'm willing to open my heart back up to you, I'm willing to begin a new relationship or a new friendship with you, that's totally your business. That's totally up to you. You can choose to do that. But that's not the only way that you can apply forgiveness. You can forgive and then declare and decree that this person will never enter my energy field ever again. That's where the court removal comes in. So there's a method to the way these classes are lined up. The first one is energetic court removal. The second is for the occult laws of forgiveness. The third is forgive and heal the parental bloodline, because a lot of us are still holding on to things that happened dealing with our parents. Okay. And then the fourth class is the journey into the Merkaba. And the Merkaba is another beautiful way to heal yourself. It is the light vehicle to ascension. It's the reason why that's the last class in this series. Okay. So forgiveness is about you and only you. It has really nothing to do with the other person. The other person is always going to be your teacher. Okay. Especially the ones that hurt you the most, the ones who disappointed you, the ones who left you out in the cold, the ones who lied to you or lied to others about you, the narcissistic ones, right? The ones who did a public humiliation ritual on you. These were your teachers. Okay. Now, for me personally, the ones that I had to go in and forgive, right? What they showed me was that at the time that I attracted or we attracted each other, right? Or I attracted that particular situation or that particular conversation or circumstance. At that time, I was dealing with codependency issues. And when I look at the relationships that I had to cut away, or break away from, or the relationships where we had to shift the dynamic of how we interact with each other, because some of them I did go back to, right? But we had to have an understanding, and we shift the dynamic. And there were also conditions under which I said I would go back. But in most of those instances, and all of those instances, I will say, I recognized that I was operating in a codependent way, and so were they. And that's the reason why we were attracted to one another. There was something in me that needed to be fed by them, and there was something in them that needed to be fed by me. Classic cases of codependency. And once I woke up and realized that I needed to heal that part of me, I needed to release codependency, I needed to overcome codependency, and I did. That's when those relationships started falling away. That's when certain things started happening. And that's when basically the proverbial shit hit the fan, okay? And their things came up, their woundedness showed up, my woundedness showed up, right? And it was at that time that I decided I need to cut away from this, because this no longer feels good. I'm not being fed from this anymore. I have shed the part of me that hungered for this type of energy. And it was in that shedding that I was releasing the codependent traits about myself. But then I had to go in and I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive them. I had to forgive my parents, because that's where codependency starts from, right? And I'm just talking about codependency. That doesn't mean you have codependency. I'm just telling you my story, because there is a reason why I do the work that I do. Because I had a lot of healing to do. I had a lot of woundedness. I had a lot of things that I needed to heal, and still healing. Because healing is not a one-stop shop. It's not a one and done thing. It is something that you will be constantly doing. You may not be constantly working on the same issue, but there's layers to healing. Okay. And forgiveness is a big part of it. And I hear people say forgiveness does not have to be a big part of healing, the way a lot of people say. I read so many people's posts about that, and I will always dig my toes 10 toes down. I will always stand 10 toes down and debate that 100%. I will always debate it, because I can guarantee you they are speaking from the old antiquated way that they understood, and they understand forgiveness in the way that it was taught to them. Because if I sat down and walked them through the occult laws of forgiveness and the way to apply that, they'd be like, oh yeah, because it's what you've been doing already, or it's what you think you should be doing. You're just not calling it forgiveness. And you're still holding on instead of just letting it go. I hear people say, oh, I've let that go, but I mean, I cannot forgive them though. Then you haven't let it go, because that's what forgiveness is. Okay. Just giving y'all some cold, hard truths. Okay. I know it doesn't set well all the time. Most people don't want to hear it, and that's okay. You don't have to. If it's not for you right now, it's not for you. It may not ever be for you. But I encourage you to shift your perspective around it. Invest in yourself and do some research and try out the occult laws of forgiveness. Try it out. Okay. So for those of you who are interested in signing up for the class, you can go to bemagicschool.org. I will put that in here right now so that you guys can find that. Okay. There we go. All right, so that's in there now. So definitely sign up for that. We start next week on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be meeting on Zoom. The class is recorded, so if you cannot make the live stream, that's totally fine. You can log in at any time once you set up your account and you purchase the class. When you log into the website, you're going to be taken to your dashboard and you will see the icon for all of the classes that you purchased from B Magic School, okay? And you just click on that, and then you will automatically be taken into the classroom portal where you can start to watch the replays of the class. You can have access to the PDF files and any worksheets as well as quiz. We are going to be doing a quiz in these classes just to test your knowledge of it. And then you're going to have access to the video for 120 days, okay? And the PDFs are yours to keep. You print those off and those are yours to keep, all right? And we're also going to go through some guided hypnotic journeys to assist you better on your journey to forgiving. All right. This is going to help your nervous system understand how to do the process and what it feels like to go through the process and have that experience. Okay. So that you can come out of this class feeling lighter and freer and having a deeper, better, clearer understanding of what forgiveness really is. Okay. All right, y'all. So I'm going to leave it there. And I ask that you please do share this video. It is important to get this information out. I think I have a very fresh, different perspective on a lot of the different teachings as it relates to spirituality, as it relates to reconditioning your programming within your subconscious mind. And I am ready to just get it out there more, really get it out there more, okay? So I appreciate you. I appreciate your time, your energy, your attention today. I look forward to seeing you all in class, and I'll be back in the next video. Peace out.